Kansas City is getting serious about this whole World Cup thing. You know how I know?
How?
We formed a committee.
Oh, committee.
Well, a nonprofit, but it has a committee.
Yes, it does.
We're going to talk about it.
Yes.
Okay, Kansas City Tour Guides fans, welcome back. This is gonna be a hopefully brief show because we're gonna talk about committees. And all joking aside, we're pretty excited that a nonprofit called KC2026 has been created to talk and handle matters related to the World Cup that is coming in.
That's
this
many
many
days.
Anyway, and so before we really get into the heart of the matter, we'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe, hit that notification button, leave a comment, let us know how we're doing. We are here because we're excited about the World Cup. We want you to be excited about the World Cup.
We want you to love our city because it's so awesome.
And the best way we know how to do that is for you to tell us what you want to know.
Yeah, what do you want to know if you're traveling here? What would help you?
What do you want to know?
We will figure it out for you.
What do you want to know if you're living here? What's going to make you more excited about the World Cup?
Mm-hmm.
And all that good stuff. So we found out like right after our last show, or maybe like right before we released our last show, that this nonprofit agency had been set up to help handle like that money that we talked about coming in, and
they're the ones that are like interfacing with FIFA to make sure that everything's going the right way. Yeah.
And I have to say that I think that this nonprofit's in really good hands.
It's like if this is a Hollywood movie,
yes,
they would have like
yes,
Tom Cruise, Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott.
I don't know. Well, we were talking about Yellowstone. I don't even know if he's in Yellowstone. I am recovering from a cold, so my brain's not all here today.
Yes, that is really.
Anyway, it would be the most star-studded cast.
Matt Damon, Brad Pitt. It'd basically be like Air, except for with Kansas City
like
people.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah,
where it had all those guys in it. Yeah,
it would be super cool and everything. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Because our board and committee is unbelievable. The people that they've got going on in here. Yeah. So tell us about it, Professor.
We will, and we will not use this as evidence if we get pulled over for a speeding ticket within the Kansas City city limits at all, because we're not going to say that Mayor Quentin Lucas, who's heading up this nonprofit, is just as cool or more cool than the entire cast of Ocean's 11.
He is a pretty cool guy.
Is he actually? Yeah. I mean, he's kind of the Clooney of the operation.
I guess so.
I don't know. Is that a fair? I don't know. I'm a little afraid to start making comparisons at this point anymore. But yeah, so he's heading things up, and yeah, there's so many people here. I'm reading off an article that we will of course link in the description. But honorary co-chairs of the nonprofit are one of my favorite sports-related people in the Kansas City. That's not Patrick Mahomes. Clark Hunt, the owner of the Chiefs. Yep.
Yeah, the Hunts are huge here in Kansas City.
Yeah, and they sort of started the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Can we say Super Bowl?
No.
The big game.
The big game.
A bowl which is spectacular.
The superb owl.
Yeah, Lamar Hunt did great things for our city, including I believe bringing the Wizards here.
Oh.
Which is who Sporting Kansas City.
Wait, Lamar did?
Yes.
That's his dad, right?
That's his dad. Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Who's passed, right?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Sporting Kansas City principal owner Cliff Illig. There's an ownership group that owns Sporting Kansas City, but I actually have heard his name enough to feel fairly confident that is how you pronounce Illig. Illig, yeah. Also has done great things for sports in the city, and has really given Sporting Kansas City, I think, one of the first ones to adopt a more European style. Why are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you. I was just thinking about if we have international viewers, they're probably like, "What the heck is this?"
So this one, yeah, is it's a local issues. So
let's talk about that later episode.
But no, look up Sporting Kansas City, and I mean when it first started, we're like, Sporting Kansas City, that's dumb. Like, we need city and the team nickname like the Kansas City Chiefs, and they're like, no, we're Sporting Kansas City.
Kansas City didn't quite get the whole sporting. We all kind of made fun of it.
Trendsetters. That's really what.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then like serious. As you look at all international soccer, that it's all called those sorts of things. So
It's not the Tottenham Hotspurs.
We did not get it at first.
No, we did not.
But we get
learned.
It now.
Yeah, we learned. Kansas City, we're good at that.
We're good at
that. The executive committee includes Karen Daniel, who is the board president and former chief financial officer of Black & Veatch, which is a very well-respected company around the area.
Big.
Neil Sharma, vice president of Dentsu Shop, which I hadn't heard of. I'm sorry, but also co-founder and former CEO of DEG, an advertising firm, marketing firm that I have heard of. Very cool company. Jake Reed is a board vice president, CEO of Sporting Kansas City. So more owners. Yeah. Kathy Nelson, board secretary and president and CEO of Kansas City Sports Commission and Visit KC. Visit KC is a great site if you want to visit KC.
It has a lot of good information on Visit KC.
So and I'm probably wrong about this, but I think Kathy was instrumental in getting the draft here, if I remember correctly. I think she helped with the draft.
Did she?
Though that could have been Karen, or I could be making all of that up. Yeah. This is why I shouldn't make extemporaneous comments and should actually do research before we record these things. Esther George is the board treasurer. She's the president and CEO of a small organization called the Federal Reserve Bank of Kansas City, which, if you know anything about the American monetary system, the Federal Reserve is huge.
And it's open for tours. So we'll have to talk about that because I've had a couple friends do tours.
You can buy money there. Cool. Yeah. They shut up old dollar bills.
Yeah, old dollar bills, and you can come home with $100 bills like in your.
You know, all you have to do is tape them back together and everyone will think you're just no.
But we'll have to do one on that.
Yeah,
that's
I think
pretty
you're
cool
right.
place.
I think you're right. Other people, Maya Gary, sorry, president of the Hall Family Foundation, the Hall Family, Hallmark, Halls,
Hallmark is the big one.
Yeah.
The greeting cards. Oh, and the Hallmark Channel.
Right.
When everybody makes fun of Hallmark movies. That's Halls.
Kansas City. Woo! Woo. Yeah. David Johnson, County Administrator for the Unified Government of Wyandotte. Yeah.
Yeah, and Wyandotte is the county where Kansas City, Kansas is in.
Good point.
Yeah. Yep. We talk about moving back and forth. Kansas City, Kansas is in Wyandotte. Kansas City, Missouri is in Jackson County.
Yes. Let's see. Mike Kelly, not our friend Mike Kelly, unfortunately. No. We could be friends one day, us and this Mike Kelly. Chairman of the Johnson County Board of County Commissioners. Mm-hmm. So
Johnson County is that Kansas?
It doesn't say. But I bet it is.
Probably. So Johnson County, it gets really confusing. So Missouri has a Johnson County.
Oh yeah, we probably get
which is a little bit south of Kansas City, but then Kansas has a Johnson County, which is it's kind of like
it's kind of where the new money of Kansas City lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
But they've got really cool restaurants, like really great infrastructure. We lived there for a while.
We live there now.
In Overland Park? No, really.
We're in Johnson County.
Are we? Okay. Yeah, you're right. Okay, cool. Angie Long, co-owner of the Kansas City Current. Stop it.
The Kansas City Current is our women's team, if you've forgotten.
Also a very well-run organization.
Team. Yeah.
Very well-run organization. And of which we were founders. Or,
yeah, we should hang our scarf up
we should.
Our wall of
we absolutely
Kansas
should.
City. Yeah.
And of the list, I unintentionally skipped Matt Kinney, who's the executive vice president of operations and events for the Kansas City Chiefs, a small little indie team you may have heard of. Also world champions. Yes. Brian Platt, Kansas City manager, so probably manager of the city, which is probably chosen.
City manager.
Yeah. Joe Reardon, president and CEO of the Greater Kansas City Chamber of Commerce.
That seems like a good person to have.
Yep. Missouri State Senator John Rizzo.
Mm-hmm.
Jim Rowland, executive director of the Jackson County Sports Complex Authority. The Johnson County Sports Complex Authority is the stadiums.
Wait, Johnson County or Jackson?
I'm sorry, Jackson County.
Okay, Jackson County.
Jackson County.
Okay, so that would be Arrowhead and Kaufman.
Yeah, Jackson County Sports Complex is where the Chiefs and Royals play.
Which is where the World Cup games will be played. And
they share a parking lot. So it's a very unique situation, especially if you like baseball and football. There have been times where you could go to one game in the afternoon and the other game at night.
Sit parking lot.
Parking lot was very, very full and not fun to get in and out of. But, that's fine. Kansas State Senator Dinah Sykes.
Okay.
and Frank White Jr., Jackson County executive. And you looked, that's Frank White.
That is Frank White.
Yeah.
Which, if you're not a Kansas City or a baseball person, Frank White was a very famous baseball player.
One of the best second basemen ever.
Yeah, he won, I think he said 5 Golden Gloves or something. He
Yeah.
played in the games when we won the World Series the first time.
Yeah, the 85 World Series.
Yeah, interesting fact I was reading about him. Apparently, his grandparents were like sharecroppers.
Yeah.
And when he was growing up downtown where they were building municipal stadium, like the old stadium.
Right.
And apparently he helped build the old stadium. And they said he's probably one of the only professional baseball players that helped build the stadium where he played.
That's awesome.
That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, his number's retired and everything here.
So that's the end of the list, which is a pretty sizable list. Yeah. And quite frankly, all of you are welcome to come on the show. We will go to you and interview you at your office, so you don't have to come into our recording studio. Our studio dogs,
tight in here.
Our studio dogs are friendly, but we understand that maybe you want to, feel comfortable on your home turf. We understand. But yeah, so anyway, we think this is a step in the right direction. I have seen efforts like this in the past not get this level of endorsement. I mean, if you want something done in sports in this area, you're talking to the Royals or the Chiefs. You're talking to Sporting Kansas City. Yeah. You're probably talking to the Current now, right? And the Jackson County Sports Authority. And I mean,
yeah, this is like showing that, like Kansas City, we are all in at this point. Yeah. This is like an amazing group of people that they've got doing this.
So. We're going to rob that casino. Get the World Cup. You said Ocean's 11. That wasn't my reference.
Oh, I did say Ocean's 11.
Anyway, so if you have any questions about just what we're talking about, feel free to leave it in the comments. This was really more of a local update, but for something that is this big, I think it's great that Kansas City is really taking it seriously, and I think this shows just a further commitment to excellence in our city.
Yep, we'll see you soon.
See you next time. Yep.
Bye.
Bye.